Well, hello, Scorpio gang. This is for you if your sun, moon, rising, or Venus has Scorpio as its placement. And if you don't know that information, check the description box and follow the link below. And you can get that information for free so that when you watch me and other tarot readers, you can have a complete story by watching all of your major placements, okay? And while you're in that description box, check information on personal readings. I have revamped those. For those of you who don't know, they're a little bit more affordable. I'm doing that for as long as I can because I do like to help everybody, but I may have to change it depending because folks are, ordering a lot. So with that being said, and of course, I always appreciate that, okay? So, if you haven't already done so, I hope you will consider subscribing to my channel. Join my soul fam of spiritual gangsters, right? Or gangstas, okay? So at any rate, and of course, y'all, as always, the likes, the comments mean the world. I truly, truly appreciate that. So Scorpio, if you are interested in how things are with the current person that you may be dealing with, let's take a look. We're going to get a snapshot of their energy, your energy, and a probable outcome. All right, Scorpio gang, let's get started. Okay, you may be dealing with a Cancer. This is a strong soul connection with a lot of passion. Let me just lay that out there right now, Scorpio. A lot of passion, okay? And some potential and some challenges. And, I always assume that because you probably wouldn't be here if things were going beautifully, okay? So we will just take a look at things. Okay, so for whatever reason, and your person may be at a distance too. You may be dealing with a Gemini as well. You got two Gemini energy cards. Maybe not. Maybe just a placement for some of you, okay? But you also have air energy, which is Gemini, Libra, Aquarius, and you have earth energy, which is Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn, specifically Cancer and Gemini out. For many of you, I think many of you are dealing with Geminis. Okay, I'm just going to lay that out. Okay, maybe not everybody, but okay. So hear me out. Let's talk about this thing in detail, okay? All right. So I think your person is really holding back in moving forward with this thing. Honestly, what I'm getting in your person's energy is this. I think your person is really working through some issues internally, okay? And, maybe kind of outgrowing some combativeness, competitiveness, but there is something that is really in their mind, and this is in their energy, okay? This can be their perception of you. So, of course, take this, either way. These two energies can go kind of either way. They can be how they are or how they perceive you, okay? But with that being said, they're holding back and they really, although they're outgrowing some competitiveness and kind of at a, kind of taking a standstill, if you will. I get that all day long over here. And they're kind of wanting some drama to clear, and it is, okay? This is in the current energy with the Tower reversed, okay? But they're holding back about something. We're going to go deeper into this and see what other messages come out. All right, your energy, let's talk about that. Again, strong soul connection all day long. A lot of passion, okay? A lot of physical attraction, very, very intense connection. Probably for many of you, when you first connected with this person, there was like a recognition, like you felt like you had known this person for a long time, okay? And, there again, with strong soul connections, often you mirror each other and show each other, and bring out in each other things that you didn't even know, characteristics that you may not have even been aware of, or at least magnify those characteristics, okay? Good, bad, and ugly, okay? That happens sometimes in these type of or really always in a strong soul connection. The closer this connection to the relationship to the soul, and I go into that a lot in my videos about twin flames and soulmates. If you're interested in that, and I think you may be when we finish reading this, go to the top of my channel, click on playlists, and you will see I have several playlists, one of which is about twin flames and soulmates and strong soul connections. I think this applies to many, many, many of you, Scorpio gang, in this connection right here, okay? And I think that will help you, okay, to understand better, okay? My take on strong soul connections, twin flame energy, and that sort of thing is a lot different than what, I promise you, than what you have probably heard before. I offer a different take that I've walked this path, and these are the things that have come to me as truths, okay? So, and the things that I show in those videos, or talk about in those videos, are things that got me unstuck and feeling better and finally found peace, okay? The traditional twin flame teachings kept me stuck, okay? And I got desperate and I said, this isn't working. Let's try something different. And that is the path that got me to where I can actually smile from my heart, okay? So, with that being said, let's move along. All right. So, I think something has come to light with you, okay? You really are starting to see some truths in a situation, okay? And here's what I get from this. You're starting to kind of put in some work on this thing and maybe see some progress, but maybe I think it may not be as far along as you would like as well, Scorpio. That's what I get. I think both of you really wish that this thing was going better, okay? And honestly, what I'm getting from a lot of this is that the dynamic, the energies that I get here. Okay, somebody has a lot of doubts. King of Pentacles reversed here. And somebody really thinks it might not be worth their time. And I don't know if that's you or them or the both of you, or you're wondering about things, okay? And quite honestly, there's an imbalance here as well. Where somebody's priorities are out of whack. You know, they're spending too much time in one place and not enough in another. And quite honestly, what that comes down to is like a lack of discipline or a lack of commitment, okay? And I'm not saying they have been unfaithful. That's not what I mean at all. But I'm just saying that when you commit in a connection, in a romantic connection, okay, and if you are committed with this person, when they are, when you commit, there's a certain, amount of energy that everyone should be ready and willing and energetically prepared to give to the connection, okay? And I think that either you and or your person is really not stepping up there. And as a result, there's a lot of, really, this can speak to deception, okay? It can speak to deceiving yourself too. And it can speak to kind of like a lot of promises that were made initially, but just not a lot of follow through, if you understand what I mean. Kind of like, looking through rose-colored glasses on this thing. Okay, and I think many of you guys went into this thing being promised something and or expecting something a lot different than what you got, okay? That's what I get from this, okay? And really, just a lot of imbalance here, okay, Scorpio? What's interesting is you have the Magician card here, and it kind of tells you this, that, you can fix your situation and the other person certainly can fix them. Now, you can't fix the other person, and you alone cannot fix the relationship. And I often talk about this in relationship type readings. It takes both people come to the table, because energetically, when you came together, you're right here. And if you start working on you, then you guys are going to repel and no longer attract anyway. So if this thing is to be worked through, and if these obstacles are to be overcome, okay, then both parties have to come to the table. What I think for a lot of you, now that we've kind of walked through this whole thing, is this. I think at the end of the day, you were expecting a lot more forward movement out of this thing. Maybe your person's not even wanting to commit with that Chariot in reverse like that, okay? But definitely, holding back and really going forward. I do get that for many of you. And you know, and I think you're starting to see that. That's kind of what I get from this card. I think this is starting to hit you, and then therein lies the beginning of, you know, some truths coming out and some success in your own mind. But I think there was a period of time where you were kind of fooling yourself about this thing, or you were led to believe that something was going to go a lot differently than it is. And I really think that either your person is not wanting to commit at all, or not wanting to take this relationship to the next level. And I think you are, okay? That's what I get. That's what I get from this whole thing. And really, they are just not really putting in the time. And you are well aware. Well aware. But I think initially you had hopes that this thing was really going to be a lot different than it was. And maybe you were told that, or maybe you were just kind of like ignoring some red flags. This card could mean either thing. Certainly this is a general reading, so I'm not in specifics, but you know, we're trying to kind of make this to, you know, as many Scorpios as we can, and certainly won't hit every Scorpio. I get that. But at the end of the day, you know, I kind of get, you know, and we're, you know, I don't really see endings per se, but I certainly don't see any changes going forward. I kind of see more of this. What I get at this is this thing will continue, but it really won't improve. Now, the whole point of tarot is this, to say this. Outcomes are never set in stone. The whole point of tarot is to say, this is the path you're headed down, okay? You can affect change in your own life regardless of what your other person does, what this person does. Now, you both can fix the relationship, but again, it takes both of you, okay? So I really think that you were kind of thinking about going solo on this thing. I get that with that Magician card, and kind of making your own, you know, way, and kind of blazing your own trail here. We're going to clarify this whole thing just a little bit as far as the probable outcome. But what I really see is this is more of one of those, the ball's in your court. I think most of you are going to step away from this thing. I think that's what's going to happen. Yeah. Yes, absolutely. Okay, and we get that right here. Knight of Swords reversed, and Four of Swords in the upright. This is not going to, this is a well thought out decision on your part, Scorpio. You're going to really think this through. This is the Four of Swords. This is taking a break from a stressful situation and healing yourself and going inside and doing the shadow work, which is another playlist on the what I was just talking about. If you don't know about that, there are a lot of videos there that are to get you started, okay? We're not going to cover that here. That's the whole reason I have those videos there, is so that I can refer you to them if this is your story and this is truly where you're headed. But I think, Scorpio, you kind of, I think for a while, I think you were really under this impression, for whatever reason, whether they led you to believe that or you kind of ignored some red flags, okay? But then you started to see some things and you're like, you know what? Yes, I care deeply for this person. I have a lot of emotion for this person. But at the end of the day, is it worth it? There you go, Scorpio. That's kind of what I'm getting. That's kind of what I'm getting. So if that resonated, then certainly let me know in the comments and hit a like, of course. I truly, truly appreciate that. And if you want to get into specifics about your situation, certainly hit me up for a personal reading, okay? You know, if it didn't resonate, well, maybe I'll catch you the next time, Scorpio gang, okay? Let's get some additional advice for my Scorpios real quick, and then we're going to pull some Moonology for you. All right, do not worry about other people's opinions. Do not, certainly take your time in making decisions, but at a certain point, don't get hung up in the decision-making process, okay? Go inside to make good decisions between two options here or more, okay? So that's kind of what I see. All right, don't worry about other people's opinions, okay? And also with the Page of Wands here, and also Queen of Cups, okay? Don't neglect yourself. Plain and simple. Nurture yourself, okay? The Queen of Cups is a beautiful energy, very nurturing and very loving. But at the end of the day, occasionally this card speaks to so busy taking care of everybody else. And in a romantic thing, a lot of times can mean codependency, not always, okay? And what that means is so busy taking care of the person, or, you know, worrying about the person or what they think want and stuff. Hello, worried about their opinion too much, that you neglect yourself, you neglect your boundaries, and you don't speak your truth. Okay, there's a healthy balance. You speak your truth in love and with kindness, but without compromising. And you treat your boundaries the same way. You set them, and that is a way to love yourself, because when you cannot love yourself and put yourself first, you cannot love anyone else. And I know you hear that a lot, but it really is true. And I have learned that through experience. Okay, I lived most of my life with a crappy self-esteem. Okay, and you know, I really felt like peace was just a myth, okay? And I've always been a highly spiritual person. I was on a lot different spiritual path than I am right now. But I never told anybody, but I always thought something was wrong with me because I couldn't feel peace, and maybe with my faith or something like that. But when I tried something different and it led to peace, holy goodness. I mean, what a game changer. What a game changer. Okay, so with that being said, let's get you some Moonology, Scorpio gang, real quick. Okay. All right. And if you haven't already done so, again, I hope you'll subscribe to my channel. Join my growing soul family. Okay. Let's take a look, Scorpio gang. Here you go. Talking about making decisions. And this is Sagittarian energy. Look at the big picture. Right? Very important. Okay. So let's get another Moonology from the bottom of the deck. Okay. A fiery climax approaches for some of you guys, and I don't know what it is. This is Aries energy for what it's worth. Maybe you're dealing with an Aries, maybe not, but okay. And some of you, a new romantic cycle is going to begin. So there are some of you that this reading applied to, that your person's going to step up, okay? I think that is not the vast majority, though. I got to call it like I see it, okay? I really do. And your hard work will pay off, okay? We're talking about shadow work, soul work, that sort of thing, okay? And that is a Capricorn energy for what it's worth. All right. I have a Cap Moon, so beautiful earth energy, right? If you make a commitment to change your life for the better, specifically by doing energy work, okay, and fixing you, your commitment will be tested, okay? When you decide to take a step away from dating and you want to fix yourself so that you don't attract, you know, non-commitment type people or whatever the behaviors, or, you know, if you decide you want to attract viable romantic partners. So you take that step back to break the toxic cycle of repeating relationship failures and heartbreaks and things of that nature. Trust and believe that the most attractive person will come across your path that looks great on paper, okay? Probably not a bad person, probably not, but your commitment is going to be tested, okay? But intuitively, you're going to know when you're ready. I promise you that, Scorpio. So with that being said, thank you all so much for watching, Scorpio gang. Many blessings to everyone. Thank you.